Hey you guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome to our new series on self-esteem. Guys, today we're gonna be talking about self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Why is it important? And most of all, hey you guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome to our new series on self-esteem. Guys, today we're gonna be talking about self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Why is it important? And most of all, we're gonna compare self-esteem with pride because a lot of people tend to mix them up and say, well, this person is prideful, while the person may say, well, I just have a high self-esteem. Let's talk. Today we have our very special guest. Her name is Angie. Welcome, Angie. Tell us, what is self-esteem?
Hi, good day to you, viewers. It's another opportunity where we can meet to try to sensitize you and educate you in that regard. And oftentimes you hear the word self-esteem, and people just say, "Me, I have a low self-esteem." That's the most you hear the negative, but there are three types of self-esteem to be exact. There is the inflated one, there is the low self-esteem, and there is the one that you feel so elated and so satisfied with yourself. So today, this is the one I think we should target as we are commencing so we can leave people in a positive light. And self-esteem is more or less the way you think about yourself, your self-worth, how you evaluate yourself, how you see you as an individual, whether it be the outward, which is your feature, or it could be inwardly your personality and what you have to portray.
Great. So we have our definition down to par. So today we're talking about a good self-esteem, which I think is what she defined when she spoke about having a good image of yourself. Why is it important for somebody to have a good self-esteem when that's not low, when that's not inflated, but just a nice and balanced good self-esteem? Why is that important? And also refer that I want the normal person and I also want that in reference to the child of God as well.
Okay, if you are to put it in reference to the child of God, that's where pride comes in. And as I mentioned, pride is a sin because you find yourself, you think of yourself higher than others, better than anybody else, and you get puffed up because of your accomplishments. If you accomplish like a career or an academic accomplishment and you just say, thank God, yeah, that's where I'm at, and you satisfied, then fine. But if you have to look down on others and say, me, I better than you, so long you know if you get there, my PhD and all of that, that's when it becomes sin. And what was the first question?
So why is it important for the average person, whether you are a believer or not, why is it important to have a good self-esteem?
Self-esteem is very important for an individual because then you see the way you see yourself is the way people will judge you. Now, if you have a very high self-esteem, people will want to be in your company because you have something positive to share, and you will always be speaking positive things, words of edification to edify others, to empower others, and let people know how important it is for you to accept yourself as who you are. Because if all of us have the same personality or the same features, then for me, that would be a very boring world. That's why God gave us different personalities, different features, and even the rainbow has different colors. So that says a lot, right?
Yes, I love it. I love the trend that you're going down. So it's important for people to have a self-esteem because it will reflect on how they treat others and how others treat them. And that is usually not something that people think of, that the way you value yourself is going to set the path or set the pace for how someone else treats you. And that's really something that's usually overlooked. So I want to stress on that a bit more. Why is it that is it something that shows? in that you see people, they don't really say much about, they don't say much, but because they have a low self-esteem, it's almost like they're inviting people to treat. I'm not saying they are, but it feels like they're inviting people to treat them bad. What is it about a low self-esteem that attracts that negativity?
You see, there is a language that calls the body language, which is very strong, and a lot of people don't realize that. If you're a shy person, it will say that me, I cannot perform, I cannot compare myself to that person and that person, and that in itself is an error already. You shouldn't compare yourself to anyone, but accept who you are. Because a lizard cannot go in an ocean and survive. Neither can a fish climb a tree. So everybody have their rightful place. Your strength may not be my strength. That doesn't mean that I cannot accomplish a goal. It's what you see and what you can achieve at the time. So if you treat yourself badly and say like, I'm poor, I do not have anything to eat, and these people have all the riches and whatever. No, there is something that you are rich in, and you need to search for yourself, do some introspection, and see what you are rich in. And then that will elevate your self-esteem. You will feel more valuable. And then sometimes somebody points it out to you and you say, wow, I never thought I had that. And then you start working on it. And let me tell you, you become a superstar.
I love
Yes.
it. So you're giving some great tips as to how to actually improve your self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go and you accept a challenge, you go and you do things like, okay, I'll try something new. That actually helps. Whether or not you, so you might just surprise yourself and say, oh, I'm actually good at this. So let's talk about having a good self-esteem versus pride, and that's something that's usually mistaken, and sometimes I think even in church is also mistaken, in that I could have a good self-esteem and not be prideful. And the reason I'm saying that is because I could say I value who God made and not necessarily think of myself as better than others. Do you agree?
Yes, yes. Because you see, where pride goes is when you value your accomplishments more than you, the individual. You understand? For example, if you have you had this goal for you to become a psychiatrist, and then you accomplish it, then you say, me, look how far I've become, look how far I am now. And then your personality, no one wants to be around you. It's just like somebody, I saw this quotation once that said, bad attitude is just like a flat tire. It cannot take you anywhere. And when I saw that, I stopped and I said, wow, isn't that amazing? Because when you become so proud, pride has a stinky scent. People don't want to be around you when you so. They really don't want to be around you because you have that kind of thing like, me, I am all, I am all. And you think that you do not need somebody or you don't need people around you, you're making a mistake. Because the higher you climb, the harder you fall. And you must also remember the people you passed along the way. When you're coming back down, you are going to meet them. Are you ready to meet them because of how you treated them?
That's a very interesting that you brought pride alongside with the way you brought pride alongside with self-esteem. The interesting thing for me about pride and having a low self-esteem is that sometimes they distinguish the same features. In that both of them, when you have a low self-esteem, sometimes you bring other people down because you feel bad about yourself. Same way when you're prideful, you bring other people down because you think you're better than them. So it's like people don't want to be around either one of those things. Is that
No.
like because you're not helping anybody feel better about themselves. But a good self-esteem will exude confidence, and that's why
Mhm,
sometimes people mistake it with pride. I could be confident and know that I know that I am beautiful. I'm not asking.
mhm,
I know it
mhm.
about myself. Does that make me
Exactly.
prideful? No. I just I love who God made. I love who
Mhm.
I am. So I think that's such a sensitive topic in that, especially in church and in within the Christian community, that people speak of a good self-esteem as in pride, and I think it's important to draw the line.
Yes. Now, as you rightly said, you are beautiful. and everybody is beautiful. God created us after his own image. Now I have a prerogative. I don't wait for somebody to tell me, you look beautiful. I already know it. And sometimes I tell them, oh, really? You just saw this? That doesn't mean, I know I'm funny, but that doesn't mean I'm proud. That just says that I know who I am, I know my value, and I don't have to wait or depend on somebody to tell me what my truth is.
I love that. I am one of those people who vouch for that. You need to tell
Mhm.
yourself the things that you need to hear to help you get through the day. Because if you're dependent on somebody to tell you that you are beautiful, that you are this or you are that, then when people come with the negative, you're also going to believe them too. Because the whole
Exactly.
thing is that you're dependent on people to tell you who you are or what you are. But then what people come to tell you should be something you already know. And whatever
Yes.
it is that you don't know, that you haven't accepted about yourself, somebody comes to tell you have to pass it through a strainer first and see, hey, is
Mhm.
this true about me? Whether it's good or bad, you have to pass it through a filter. You don't just suck it all in. So that's where I think a good self-esteem provides a filter for you that you don't like, okay, nobody told me I'm pretty today. Maybe no, I am just as beautiful today as I was yesterday and as I will be tomorrow.
But if there's one thing I do not accept as a compliment is when people say, you look beautiful today. You see the fact that they said today?
I know that
I
today
look
just kills
beautiful
you.
every day. Every day. I don't wait for somebody to define me. I know that I am. And sometimes I wake up in the morning and I say, yes, Angie, you look good. God, you really took your time to make me. So,
Listen, that's
yeah,
my line.
self-talk, and yeah, you need to do that first. And other people,
Listen.
it's just like it doesn't really matter if anybody don't say you look beautiful because you already know. So when they come with a negative, it doesn't affect you because you know
Yes.
who you are, you know?
Alrighty, so we're gonna bring this to an end, but I want to really pull out some important points that we made. In that self-esteem, it's you evaluating yourself. What other people have to say about you should not be news to you. You should already know what it is, all these good things about yourself. Have self-affirmation talks. Talk to yourself,
Mhm.
like you said. Tell yourself all the good things. You are beautiful. You are the best thing since ripe planting. I tell myself I'm the best thing since ripe planting because I absolutely love ripe planting. Tell yourself the good things that you need to hear. This thing shouldn't come as news. It just because you have a good self-esteem doesn't mean you're prideful. There is a line that is drawn. Find that line and stay within the line. Stay in the good side of it. Don't cross it. You just because you're beautiful doesn't make you better than anybody. Just because you're educated doesn't make you better than anybody. Do you have any closing words for us?
I would just encourage, especially young people, to think highly of themselves and always tap into something about them that will carry them along. When I say, like, sometimes they have hidden talents and they need to bring it to the fore. Imagine there are some people that have a talent of writing and they hide it. They are great singers. They are sociable. They can speak to people and make people listen and empower people. And yet, because they made an error one time, everybody will just, not everybody, but some people will look down on them. But they need to build that confidence and know that I have that ability and I am going to use it to the best of my ability. Use your potential to do something positive so you can empower others and others can emulate where you are. This is
I
where
want
I.
I want to end, but you're just inspiring more thoughts. Listen, I want to end this video.
Oh my God.
You inspired so much more
Yes,
thoughts.
yes.
What you said there, it brought to mind that hurt people. And usually
Mhm.
people with self-esteem issues themselves, those that are already experiencing that low self-esteem, they try to hurt others. And so then now, it's your responsibility as an individual to say, well, no, that's not true about me, or no, I'm not going to accept that. This person is hurt too. This person needs help
Yes,
because
yes.
they're trying to hurt you because they're hurting too. So this is
Mhm.
okay. This conversation needs to take a pause.
It's like they just want you. It's just like they want you in their oh my
Yes,
God,
it's
in
like they
their
want to
mess.
pull you down to
You know,
them.
they want to pull you on in their mess, but you have to be the stronger one and lift them, lift
Yes,
them. Don't let them drag you into the storm. Pull them up into your peace.
yes. Don't
Pull them up.
insult them. That's going
Don't
down.
even tell them.
Don't insult them. Don't accept their insults either. Don't
No.
like the dashing leaf. Just let the water roll out.
Right. Slide right out.
Yeah, slide right down, and then be a motivator too.
Mhm.
Encourage somebody because these people are also hurting too. You guys, we're gonna end this video because this conversation is gonna continue
Oh
to
my
next
goodness.
week. We're gonna continue this conversation next week, and it's going to be more about self-esteem. We're gonna look at all different facets of self-esteem for different people and from different areas. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Angie, for joining us. Yeah, amazing as always.
It's always a pleasure. Always a
Thank
pleasure.
you. And you guys, don't forget to do all the good stuff. Like, subscribe, share. Share the link. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend because we are happy to share this information with you guys. Bye.